All right, guys, we are here with the defending champ. He's kind of over here in the corner in the dark of the KTM intro, but he's got the red #1 plate. He's a two-time 450 Supercross champion. You got a brand new bike. We heard today that you rode this bike back in 2019 for the first time, so it's probably come a long way since then. What was in the back of your mind when you rode it that first time?
It was awesome, right off the bat. I mean, I think that's why it's been such an easy transition, was riding it way back then in stock production form. It was such a great motorcycle. We did 2 days Supercross, 2 days motocross, and man, it was really good. And I think at the time it actually helped us develop the bike we raced 2020, the bike we raced in 2021. So it's definitely tough when you have such success on a bike and you have a brand new, everything different. You're kind of going, man, do we really want to change? But having ridden it so far in advance, I knew how good this thing was.
Yeah. That definitely probably helps, right? So I can imagine changing bikes right now would be tough, you know, with the success that you had last season, but definitely exciting to see. I'm excited to get my hands on this thing maybe in the next month or two when it comes available to the media to test out. But heading into 2022, a lot of riders have switched teams. You got a new bike. Kind of what's going on in your mind right now? You've changed training programs now. You're working with some different guys. So what's the motivation and just excitement levels, and kind of what's changed right now going into new year?
Yeah, for me, obviously same team, like you said, same mechanic with Carlos, and everything as far as team-wise goes, it's all the same. Obviously the new bike is the biggest thing, and that's been, as we've all talked about, it's been great. But yeah, new program this year, working with Michael Byrne from the training to the riding side, and over at 83 Compound, which is quite a bit of a change for me. Like I said, I was with Aldon for the last few years, and it was a great program, but just felt like I kind of wanted to get better, as crazy as that sounds. I felt like we did a lot of good things there, but I'm always looking to improve and get better. And as this Supercross season lurks and more people come along, there's always better programs that come, there's better riders, there's better bikes, there's always better. So I think for me, just wanting to always improve and push that edge more and more and more, and get the most out of myself is what I wanted, and just a bit of a change, you know. When you do something for a long time, you kind of just get used to it and complacent a little bit, and I felt like I just wanted a new motivation. So yeah, a lot is new on that end, and but the common goal is the same, is to go out and win a championship. That's what we've been working for. That's the goal this year. Obviously having the #1 plate, I want to try to back-to-back. I wasn't able to do it in 2020, so that's the #1 goal, and that's what we're working so hard to do.
Super cool, super cool. And then off-season, has the off-season been rejuvenating, or has it been kind of tiring, like I'm ready to go racing? What's the off-season been like for you now? Because, I mean, we really haven't heard much from you. You've been riding a new bike. This bike's been under wraps for months now, so we can't really see any Cooper Webb laps on Supercross. We haven't heard too much of what you're up to, so what's the off-season been like for you?
It's been awesome. Probably one of the best, if not the best I've ever had. It's, like I said, it's been incognito, unfortunately. We have been in California quite a bit just because of lack of parts and the new bike. And for me, it's been great, though. I was able to spend a good 6 weeks here with the team, with my mechanic, learning the bike together each and every day, understanding what works, what doesn't. And I think for me, that was something that maybe I went to Florida a little too soon in the past and didn't quite learn the motorcycle and just went straight to training, to where this year we've been able to still do all my training out here but learn the bike more. And then we went to Florida now the last few weeks, and everything's been a great transition there. Riding a lot with Jett and Hunter Lawrence, which has been good for me. I mean, it's I'm only 26, but it is my 9th year, so having some young blood and having Jett as a riding partner has been really fun. And he's definitely fast and youthful, no doubt. So it's been good to kind of energize myself and learn from him too. So that's been good. And like I said, been out here a bit more than normal. But yeah, I'm excited to now, you know, kind of let some people see and kind of creep into the picture, the media, the fans. And the biggest thing we got told is do not let anyone see this bike or any photos or videos, or your ass is grass. So a little pressure's off now, not too worried. We're not looking over our shoulder every time we're at the test track.
Super cool, super cool. All right, and then I like the aspect of joining kind of with younger blood and learning from them. You guys watching this video, I'm on the media side now. I'm not racing full time, but I had to race. I had to race this guy in the amateur ranks on 85s, and you had the meanest look on your face when we're at Oak Hill and we're getting ready for the race. He's wearing his helmet, he's just got the death stare, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I got to race this guy, and it was tough. It was tough, but I respect that you're actually, going to work with the Lawrence brothers. I mean, we all know that Jett Lawrence is a talented rider, and I think it takes a serious competitor and with a little bit of humbleness, but also a drive to win, to really humble yourself and say, hey, I can learn from somebody who's younger than me, who hasn't accomplished as much, hasn't raced as much, hasn't experienced as much, but you can still learn something from that. And I think that is one thing that's going to make Cooper Webb very competitive in 2022. So exciting stuff. I guess give us one thing that you've benefited from riding with new guys like the Lawrence brothers this year.
I think for me, it's just a change, and change for me has always been good. And I think, just pulling into a different gate every day, going to a different track. We're riding different tracks quite often, and I think it was to the point where I had ridden with the same guys for this not so long, but year after year, where you kind of know every aspect of that rider, and you know that on Tuesday is going to probably also happen on Saturday. Yeah. So, like I said, I think for me that's been the aspect, like you alluded to, humbling yourself and knowing that Jett one day is definitely going to come and race me and probably eventually beat me, no doubt. But also me understanding that, hey, everyone else is getting better and getting faster, and this sport is no joke, and our class is no joke. So anything I can do to get better is all what I'm about. So, but it's been good. We still are able with KTM's involvement with the Baker's facility. Still been able to go there. Still riding with Muskin and AP out here in California, and I like riding with people. That's the bottom line. I think it gets very boring by yourself, but at the same time, being able to kind of have those days where you can work on what you need to work on and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. And for me, the goal is, like I said, to win a championship. But I think the biggest thing overall is I really want to start the season strong. I feel like 19, 20, and 21, I've always started off slow and gotten better as the season goes on. But I've never won the opener on a 450, so that would be pretty cool to tick off.
Super cool, super cool. All right, and then have you ridden this bike on outdoors at all besides like those initial first 2 days? Only Supercross?
Yeah, only Supercross besides those first 2 days. Before Hangtown, I actually rode the 252 stroke in this version, which is the same frame and everything, so it was super fun to ride. At the end of the year when the grind is starting to feel it, it was nice to just go rip a two-stroke and get some motos in on it. So I'm definitely excited for outdoors. I think the bike fits me a lot more for outdoors, and I am looking to improve my results there dramatically.
Awesome. All right, and people compare GPs to the U.S. Obviously, those guys are riding outdoors year-round. We're riding, putting so much focus on Supercross. What is, when you're hearing from your sponsors and from the team, is the focus always Supercross because you have such a lead time to get ready for it, or is the focus equal, or what's going on there?
I mean, I think in the U.S., Supercross is the premier. I mean, we simply get paid for it more. Our bonuses are higher for Supercross and Motocross. It is the elite. We spend 7 to 8 months a year focusing on Supercross. With that being said, I believe Motocross is just as important as far as overall riding. I mean, it's what we grew up doing. It's still part of our sport. It's still a gnarly dang championship. And I think if you're able to do both, that's what makes you one of the greats. So, like I said, I was able to get a lot better at the end of the Motocross series last year, and there's going to be a lot more emphasis on it this year. And obviously Supercross is the number one, but they're pretty close in my opinion. So I definitely want to try to improve and be a title contender there as well.
Super cool. Well, thanks for your time. We'll see you at Anaheim 1.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.